Hello, everyone. Michael Kerr here with another 5 minutes with, in this case, it is with Dr. Miriam Kirmayer, a clinical psychologist, a speaker, and you talk about something that's so relevant to what I talk about, what I share with audiences and write about, the importance of friendships in the workplace. Can you tell us why friendships are so important at work?
Yes. Well, it turns out that friendships are one of our most valuable and undervalued relationships. And so we know that social connection across the board is one of the most powerful predictors of how healthy we are, how long we live, how happy we are. All of that is true in and outside of work and obviously has implications for how well we are able to show up and how we show up. But when it comes to the workplace specifically, we see that having friends at work, having close friends, having high quality connections, that is associated with a host of positive outcomes for employees and employers. So creativity is boosted, innovation is boosted, engagement, productivity, trust, communication, retention, everything that we would really care about
All the things, all the things
across
get better.
the board. And yet, what happens is that friendship is, on the one hand, valuable and it's undervalued. So we aren't seeing people invest in
Oh,
these connections in the way that they really need to. And we aren't necessarily seeing organizations buy into and recognize the value of this, although that is changing in a very exciting way.
oh, very, very cool. I'm glad to hear it's changing. And I suspect a lot of this is because when you have a good friend at work, you feel like you have at least one person in your corner. You have a greater sense of belonging. You've got somebody you know you can talk to. And I think you, Miriam, quoted this statistic about loneliness and relating it to our health in terms of smoking, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so researchers have been able to quantify the impact of chronic loneliness on our health and well-being. And what we know now is that it's akin to smoking 15 cigarettes a day,
Wow.
which is quite shocking. And as you're
Yeah.
saying, the benefits are certainly tied to this more psychological and emotional experience of belonging and the extent to which people feel connected to their workplace, to their teams, to the environment. But we also see that it translates into very tangible, practical behaviors. There's the exchange of support, informational support, practical support, where people are able to, understand what they missed in meetings when they have a friend
Right.
and know what they need to do to improve and get more targeted feedback and have that outlet for processing information or understanding things in a different way. And so that leads to professional development and growth. And again, all of the things that we really want to see when we're working with teams and organizations and leaders.
So Miriam, if this is so important and we know it has all these incredible benefits and
Mhm.
incredible outcomes, what can we do from a workplace culture perspective, from a leadership perspective? What can we do to facilitate this happening better than what we're doing right now, maybe?
Yeah. Well, part of it is just frankly talking about this openly and making that clear from the get-go that you are a manager, you are a leader, you are a team, you're an organization that recognizes the value of human connection and that this isn't a nice to have. This isn't a luxury. If we get all of our work done, then we can invest in connection. It's really woven into the fabric and the culture of the organization. So part of it is having those discussions early on, making that clear in terms of your organizational values and the conversations that are had around connection, and obviously practicing what you preach. And so
Right.
creating opportunities for people to actually connect and building that into team meetings, to social gatherings, to offsites, just having those public spaces, those third spaces, even where people can gather. And whether that's around an actual water cooler or a coffee machine
Right.
or something that happens virtually, we need
Do
to
they
make
still
sure that
have
we're
water
giving people
coolers? Do those
space.
exist?
I mean, right now I'm parched, so I sure hope so. I should get myself my own water cooler. They do, and we can create those spaces. I mean, we're seeing that the having a break room, a lunchroom can function as such. I've definitely worked with organizations who have communal puzzle tables, even, and
I
that's the
have.
space where they encourage people to just gather and have a quick moment where they're contributing to a shared project and have a bit of that chit chat.
I've seen that too, which is fabulous, right? There's so many ways to do this to
Yes.
facilitate conversations one-on-one with groups to make this happen. Now we're
Yes.
running out of time here. We're coming down to the 30-second mark. So
Yes.
so so maybe this isn't a fair question to ask right now, but I'm going to
Speed it
ask it.
up.
Well, how do you deal with those people who say, "Well, I'm not at work to make friends. I don't want to be
Yeah.
friends with these humans. They're my
Okay.
coworkers."
So great question. Let me try and be as succinct as possible. One, that's okay. We don't have to be best friends with everyone. We need to recognize that. Two, we need to make sure that we as individuals are investing in relationships outside of work if that is something that we are subscribing to. We all need relationships no matter where they are. And three, just because you don't want to be best friends with somebody does not mean that you can't invest in closer connections at work. And we need to make sure we're doing so.
Fabulous point to end on. Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you.